Brooks, and there you see that surveillance video leading up to Mr. Brooks being there at the drive-through, and the struggle with police, which you see right there, the use of one of the officers' tasers against an officer, and another one of the officers shooting Brooks, and Mr. Brooks dying of those injuries. We have crews there on the ground who are actively monitoring the situation as the events unfold. Right now, it's a very fluid situation, but things have quieted down, definitely much quieter than it was when we came on air at about 9:40 this evening. There had already been, as we came on air, efforts to set that Wendy's on fire. We saw fireworks being thrown at the building. We saw bushes that had been set on fire. We saw several attempts to physically set the building on fire in addition to the fireworks being thrown. We saw people walking up to the building and literally trying to set a fire there at the building, setting the building itself on fire. And as the night wore on, they were successful in that attempt, unfortunately. And once that happened, unfortunately, police were not able, and fire not able to make it to that area immediately. And as that was going on, we saw just down the road there on the interstate, police were dealing with a very big situation there with the people on the interstate, the demonstrators who were trying to make their way there and disrupt the interstate and shut the interstate down, and police moving in very quickly, dispersing that crowd, maintaining order there on the interstate. And so it did take more time to get the situation handled there at the Wendy's. We're being told that there was an effort to get there as well, to make it to that building faster, to that restaurant, but because you had so many demonstrators in that area and efforts to keep the fire trucks away from that Wendy's as the Wendy's burned, it did take the fire trucks longer than it normally would to make it to that location and to put that fire out. And as we mentioned earlier during the newscast this evening, we did see just 2 weeks ago during the height of the riots here in Atlanta, we did get reports following that weekend of unrest that several fire trucks actually were damaged, and that we also saw firefighters who were put at risk, who were assaulted, threatened by these demonstrators, these riders who were put in these dangerous situations that you might not normally see fire crews be put in. Because of the incidents and because of what we're seeing and the atmosphere and the climate. And so that really put our firefighters in harm's way. And so we saw again tonight where you had this situation, and it took longer as a result of that for the fire crews to make it there to do their job and to ensure that their safety could be seen to, that they would be safe while they did their jobs. And so just within, I'd say, the past half hour or so, that fire has been successfully put out. But boy, it was really going. That building really went up. This is from earlier this evening. Someone commenting, what did Wendy's have to do with it? This building has been destroyed. People who work there no longer have a place to go to work tomorrow. Fortunately, the fire did not disrupt any of the neighboring businesses. It's a standalone building, and so none of the other buildings were fortunately caught fire. There was enough of a buffer between as far as distance between the Wendy's and the other buildings in the area that there was no immediate threat, thank goodness. But there was concern, as Alex Whitler said, because you do have gas stations in the area, that perhaps a gas line would be compromised and you might see an explosion there. And in fact, there was a moment where they thought that was just what was happening there. Bitch. So there was a great concern there among those who were in the area for some time that they might see that as well. But the good news tonight is in all this terrible situation that has unfolded here this evening, that at least that fire is out there at the Wendy's and none of the neighboring businesses are threatened in that respect. We do still have people who are in the area tonight. No active demonstrations from what we can see. Now, earlier, where Alex was, we did see from her vantage point, she was at a bridge there just off University Avenue in that vicinity. We did see some people spray painting BLM on a warehouse, what appeared to be a warehouse there, Black Lives Matter BLM. We saw some spray painting there. We have not seen, and Alex did mention, we did hear prior to that some chanting going on. Right now, from this live look that we have here from this camera shot, it just appears folks are milling about. No protesting or demonstrating going on. No indication either that anyone plans to leave that area anytime soon. They just simply are milling about just there in that intersection on Pryor Street. And it looks like that crowd has not thinned out at all. And we've been monitoring that camera shot now for the past at least half hour or so. And we really haven't seen any movement there, other than from time to time we have seen traffic moving just in front of the state patrol vehicles. And I believe that a lot of that traffic is an effort to move folks along there just off the interstate there. But that is what we're dealing with right now. We have not heard, other than what we have seen and been monitoring there at the Wendy's, we have not heard of any other violent eruptions here in Atlanta tonight. We have not heard of any other buildings being threatened or any other unrest. And other than what we experienced a few hours ago, which really kind of boiled up out of nowhere from what we've seen and what we've been monitoring throughout the day, it has been very peaceful today. And overnight from last night after the shooting, there were, of course, people upset. There were people demonstrating. There have been people in various numbers of groups gathering since overnight, as we reported on Good Day Atlanta this morning, have been there demanding some sort of action from police, from local lawmakers, and from the mayor's office in response to the shooting, demanding action. But what we had not seen was any real violence or any rioting or looting or anything like that. And even throughout the day, when we've been attending press conferences, reporting on these news conferences from the people who have been demonstrating, they've been making demands, and yet it has been peaceful as it has been all week. We've seen several demonstrations, and we have seen them not only here in Metro Atlanta, but across Georgia. And they have been peaceful demonstrations. And so for this to erupt the way that it has really caught people off guard, has really been unsettling. And no doubt we'll be hearing overnight and into the morning a response from the mayor's office and others who have done everything they can to try to keep the situation calm and to try to avoid recurrence of what we actually have witnessed here this evening. Is just very, very unfortunate. But once again, we have seen tonight the Wendy's on University Avenue, the scene of the initial shooting by Atlanta police. We've seen that go up in flames, has been burned to the ground pretty much. We have seen also demonstrators trying to take to the interstate. And while they were able to disrupt traffic there at University Avenue and the connector for a short time, police got into that area and handled that situation very quickly and got those demonstrators off the interstate. And while the interstate definitely has been disrupted by what transpired tonight, police did a very got a handle on things very quickly and got that situation under control. So as of right now, you just have pockets of people in that area, not really demonstrating, not really rioting, but it appears not making any effort to leave the area either. Alex Whitler did say that she's been out there all afternoon, and she did say that she had a sense that the people who caused the destruction tonight, the people who burned down that restaurant, that crowd was not the crowd that she was among earlier today, was not the crowd that held the news conference. And once again, you're looking at pictures from earlier this evening of the Wendy's there on University Avenue on fire, and also a live look at the crowd gathered on Pryor Street this evening as well. They're on your television screen. But as Alex had noted in her report earlier this evening, she really just felt that the crowd that was doing the damage, setting the brush on fire there, the bushes, and trying to set the Wendy's on fire, actively trying over and over to set the Wendy's on fire, that these were not the same people that she had been reporting on earlier in the day. She felt that it really was a different element. She had reported shortly before that she had heard amongst the crowd that possibly someone had slashed tires on a police car. And that was really, from what we've been monitoring, that really would have been the first indication or sign that we really were starting to see the tide turn. We also have Brian Hill on scene there on University Avenue this evening. Brian, tell us what you are seeing from your vantage point there tonight.
Well, again, I'm here on University Avenue, not too far from Carver High School. I know Alex was saying it was very chaotic earlier, but things seem to have calmed down. We have seen some people actually still coming. There's some people walking down University Avenue right now, heading back toward where everything is taking place. You can see the ambulance and an armored truck pulling off. When we got out here a little while ago, the Wendy's was engulfed in flames. If my photographer can zoom up, maybe you can see it, even though it's dark out. There is still some smoke billowing out right about now. You can see as these trucks are, we can see.
Don't mute her.
Obviously, still some protesters. There's still some protesters out here right about now. You can see that, again, the ambulance is moving, but there is still smoke billowing from the Wendy's right now. Again, not a really stressful situation out here right now. It isn't really crazy. You can see some of the protesters are seeming to walk back into the street. Further down here on University Street near Pryor Street, it appears that the National Guard or police officers in armored gear are further down, blocking the street, making sure people can't get too far down. You can see here there.
What happened, bitch?
We lost Brian Hill. We'll rejoin him in a minute. But as he was describing the scene, he
Hopefully
said where he
bitch hit him
is
in the
from
head
his
with a
vantage
rock.
point, it does seem that things have quieted down quite a bit. And we saw fire trucks appear to be moving out, I'd imagine, from that Wendy's, which was in the vicinity, moving out from there. And so he was saying from his vantage point, the scene was quite clear, much calmer, although he did say that he also could see a large contingency of police also in the area, keeping an eye on the situation, ready to move in, and perhaps from where they are positioned at this point, ensuring that that crowd is contained to a certain area, keeping control of the situation there. We still have not seen any real movement among this crowd here on Pryor Street. Perhaps this is where those who are still actively engaged in demonstrating, we see some holding up signs still at this point, peaceful demonstration there. Perhaps that is where they are planning to station for them, post up, you could say, for the night, until they decide that it is time to disperse when they feel that they have made their voices heard. But for now, they're on that stretch of Pryor. We do still have people holding up signs, People appear to be still actively demonstrating, but it is a very quiet crowd, very peaceful crowd there. Dozens of demonstrators, possibly about 100 or so, but a very quiet, orderly crowd there on Pryor Street there at that intersection. Quite a different scene from what we saw about 3 hours ago now. As Alex said, really didn't feel that she could even call them demonstrators, because what we saw unfold there did not appear to be, from what she said, have anything to do or be connected to what she saw earlier in the day, as far as the demonstrators that she had been reporting on all day, as to what we saw unfold at the Wendy's, and the Wendy's being set on fire, and other fires being set also in that vicinity. Once again, the fire at the Wendy's has been out for about an hour now. Firefighters were successful finally in their attempts to get to that location to put that fire out, and those who started that fire fled the scene, and the crowd dispersed, helped in large part by what was believed to be possibly of a gas explosion, because there is at least one gas station there in the area, and there was some concern among the crowds that were gathered, because of course, in addition to those who started the fires, you had folks who were just there taking it all in, and at some point a huge crowd of people
Hold on, y'all. Is there a video for this? Usually there's video. Okay, well, I can't find no video. But anyway, let me just get to this real quick, because we're going to have to talk about some things. Is there coverage? I may have to do a separate one. I need to read on that. Hold on, let me see.
At 10:33, officers were called to this Wendy's parking lot about complaints that Brooks was allegedly asleep in his vehicle, blocking the drive-thru. The officers claim he failed a sobriety test. They say when they went to arrest him, he resisted. Police say in the struggle, he grabs a stun gun from one of the officers. In this surveillance video, you can see him running away, and he appears to point the stun gun at the officers.
At that point, turns around and it appears to the eye that he points the taser at the Atlanta officer. At that point, the Atlanta officer reaches down and retrieves his weapon from his holster, discharges it, strikes Mr. Brooks there on the parking lot, and he goes down. That information has been corroborated by a witness that we have interviewed.
Tonight, the police chief now resigning after weeks of criticism. The mayor calling for the officers involved to be fired.
I do not believe that this was a justified use of deadly force and have called for the immediate termination of the officer.
All right, Janae Norman joins us now live. And Janae, tonight, the mayor, who we just saw right there, commenting on the police chief's resignation, saying this is bigger, that there's been a disconnect between the department and the community's expectations.
Yeah, Tom, the mayor saying the police chief has offered to step aside immediately so the city may move forward with urgency and work to rebuild the trust so desperately needed in that community. Tom?
Janae Norman following that breaking news for us tonight.
Child, these kids, let me tell you something, bitch. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something real quick. First of all, I want to say, welcome to Yes Bitch TV, honey, the house of justice where truth is served, bitch, okay? Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hallelujah. Hit the notification bell, that way you're updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. I appreciate y'all joining me. This was very impromptu. I was on the phone with my sister and my niece earlier, and it kind of like, they were updating me because they live in Atlanta. So they were kind of updating me on what the fuck was going on. And I'm like, bitch, well, let me hurry up and get my ass home and see what's the tea. Then I started playing around the news, and they're, I wanted to bring it to y'all. And apparently, I'm not up to date on shit because there's black people being hung in California, bitch. Let me see if I can find the story. Oh, shit. Oh, girl. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on, y'all. What the hell did I just do? What the fuck did I just do? What did I just do? Girl.
In Palmdale tonight after a 24-year-old man was found hanging. Investigators say it appears Robert Fuller committed suicide, but Fuller's family and friends aren't convinced.
They think someone killed him. KCO9's Rachel Kim has the details.
A large group of people came here to Palmdale City Hall to attend a news conference regarding the death of 24-year-old Robert Fuller. Here's what we know about this case so far. The LA County Sheriff's Department said on June 10th around 3:40 a.m., a passerby saw Fuller hanging from a tree along 9th Street East, right across from City Hall. Sheriff's homicide investigators and the coroner's office responded to the scene, and the Sheriff's Department says although the investigation is ongoing and a full autopsy is expected, it appears Fuller committed suicide. Now, Fuller's family and community members, however, refute the preliminary suicide finding.
We're not letting this get swept under the rug. We're going to get our own report for the autopsy and investigate it. Whatever we have to do to find out the truth, that's what we're going to go do. That's what we're going to do.
They believe this was a homicide, some calling it a hate crime, some even calling it a lynching. They said they wanted justice and they want answers. Now, during this meeting, the crowd let city officials and investigators know exactly how they felt.
Although the investigation is ongoing, it appears that Mr. Fuller has tragically died by suicide. A full autopsy
He's trying to give you the coroner's initial impression. That's not.
So why would you put out a public statement saying that it was possible suicide if you don't have all the answers?
In response to the crowd's concerns and demands, city officials said they would leave no stone unturned in this investigation, and they guaranteed transparency in their findings. Reporting from Palmdale, Rachel Kim, KCAL 9 News.
I call bullshit. I call bullshit. What's up, Amber? T-Moni, Belize, what's up, guys? What's going on, y'all? I'm sorry, loving my peace. Xavier, good morning. I mean, good eat. Well, good shit. It's like morning for me. What's up, everybody? Miss Witt, hey. I appreciate y'all coming through. Yes, God. We're going to get into Janae. My niece is in the building. Hey, Barry Sweet. What's T? What is T? Nicole, hey. So apparently, we're still going through some fuck shit. And the reason I wanted to bring y'all that coverage is because I believe in visuals, the power of visually seeing that these motherfuckers still are not getting it. So, bitch, continue to push the movement. Continue to speak out loud and proud, bitch, against these evil injustices that are taking place. We should not be resting. We should not become complacent. We should continue to make the white communities, these rich and powerful motherfuckers, these racist, evil sons of bitches, continue to be uncomfortable with our presence. This poor child in Atlanta is sleeping in his car and being fucked with, wrestled to the ground for no motherfucking reason, in fear for his life. Especially in light of what's been going on, I'll be running too, bitch, and then snatched your motherfucking tasers, bitch, and got your life. He had a taser and he was running. He was not a threat, bitch. And you still took it upon yourself to shoot him. So this goes to tell you that these officers are not paying attention to what's going on. And if they are, they just don't give a fuck. Because you would think in the back of your head, you know what, let me not make split-second decisions that's going to put more light on it. And then the poor chief had to quit. Why would you quit, bitch? Why? Why are you going to just give up? And then you have these police officers that say you could have chased him or just let him go. It's not worth killing anybody over. Was he doing anything unlawful? No. And even if he was, you still are supposed to be trained to assess the situation without letting it escalate. You're supposed to de-escalate. So when you have whores like Keisha Lance Bottoms, raggedy ass motherfuckers out here talking about some stop destroying this and stop destroying that. No, bitch, we will not stop until y'all stop killing our black lives, destroying our black lives. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Talking about stop. Bitch. I'm all for defunding the police. Our police union will be disbanded soon. Hello. And that's what it's about. Let's call it what it is. No way is suicide from trees and highways. No way. We're not idiots. The same way how I used to feel about the Kendrick Johnson story out of Lowndes County, Georgia. I remember when that story first went on, I was hard in the paint with that bitch. I wasn't heavy on YouTube during that time period, but bitch, like I was really like into the story because no way, if you guys are up to date on that, it's basically this young black boy, beautiful black boy with dreads out of Lowndes County, Georgia, which is predominantly hillbilly, backyardian, cracker town, bitch, okay? And this, they're trying to tell us high school boy sat there and wrapped himself in a mat. They say he fell into a gym mat and then he died. And they fucked over the scene. If y'all have time, please look up. I actually might do a live one day this week addressing that. Now that I know how to do screen share real good now, I might do that because there's a story on YouTube about that. And it's just chilling and it's so disturbing that they're really trying to tell us that there was no foul play involved in that situation. So it's just like, we're not idiots. That's just the perfect story to say, like, wow, people are really getting away with murder now over something that even the dumbest retard could look with clean eyes and be like, girl, there's something wrong here, girl. Cowards with guns, right, Belize? That's all the fuck they are. It's hunting season. That's what Miss Witt said, child. It sure is. I don't think any black person in this day and age would fucking commit suicide, especially hanging for no goddamn tree. Let me tell you something. You already know. And especially, was there signs of depression? Was there signs and changes of his behavior? You know what I'm saying? When you talk about suicide, you can always tell. A family member could be like, child, I actually did notice him. He was crying this day, or he was feeling sad, or he had talked to me about these feelings or something like that. Like, there's always signs that someone is in that mode when those dark spirits begin to take over, child. People can tell. So miss us with that bullshit. And even if it is suicide, let's just say it is suicide, we're not going to be satisfied because in light of what's been going on now. So every time one of our black brothers and sisters get found dead or something like that, it's automatically we're going to be thinking, bitch, it's conspiracy. And it's the truth, though. Yep, Kendrick Johnson. Yep. Hold on. Ooh, y'all are really chatting. Rashard's death bothers me because my husband is a pie and works out of town between here and Texas, Mississippi. There are times he would pull over and take a nap. Tell him to go to the rest stops. I would just go to rest stops from now on, child. Don't pull over on the empty side of the road where these motherfuckers are going to be trying to have you on open season, honey. Pull into a rest stop if you can. Please pull into a rest stop. Somewhere where there's plenty of motherfuckers around. Okay? Now he would continue driving despite being exhausted to avoid that issue with the cops. You know what? I'm a CDL holder, baby, and it's so dangerous to drive tired. Please tell him don't drive tired. Tell him if he can't, try to find a rest stop to pull over to, honey. Okay? But Dylan Roof killed multiple in the church and walked away alive. Hello. Yep, the Kendrick Johnson case, please. Ooh. Yep, voice, ASMR. They removed his organs. And even their family had a second pathologist, the same way in George Floyd's case, had a second pathologist come in and render a verdict. And they did find that there was blunt force trauma. Death was due to asphyxiation. But they still wanted not to open up the case. Hot mess. Kendrick Johnson, Xavier, Dylan went into custody and got Burger King. He sure did. Ooh, girl, I'm missing all the chat. Tell him, Miss Witt, if he can to pull into a hotel park. Yes, somewhere like that. Yes, Timoni. Yes. They replaced his organs with newspaper. They sure did. Small towns in certain parts of the South. And they didn't expect to get that kind of, when you in the backyardian buttfuckville nations, child, you know what I'm saying? These pussy ass motherfuckers think that, okay, it's just a black boy. No one's going to care. But that particular case did take on a life of its own, and still to this day, his mother is seeking justice. There was a petition floating around online asking people to reopen the case, but the Justice Department, or the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, came out and said that they felt like everything was handled well. I will never be satisfied with the case, and I hope the mother still never gives up. I can only imagine what they're going through. The same thing with Trayvon Martin. You got this George Zimmerman walking around this bitch free as hell. If y'all want to protest, find where he lives. Let's get into some things, shall we? Huh? Where are you at, George Zimmerman? Let's go where you live. These people are fucking crazy. Okay, Xavier. Yep, he does that. The cops in Louisiana and Mississippi are demons. Yes, they are. And he has a pistol, a shotgun, and a machete. I got a 9mm. I have a sword. I have a Chinese throwing star, bitch. I got a big ass motherfucking beat stick that I broke off the leg of a thick ass table some years back and put black tape around it for easy handle. Hey Dre, how are you? Fucking Nancy Grace wig wouldn't let the case go either. Yes. In the county jail for beating up his girlfriend. She hasn't been on as much believes. Have y'all seen her on TV? Cops pulled up on him while he was parked at a corner store and he was outside his car on video chat with me. They said he looked suspicious. He's tall, black with locks. Racial profiling, child. That's why they got rid of the cops show. That's why they're doing a lot of different things. Again, why we have to defund and dismantle the fucking police department so we can rebuild them. And we can start hiring people that are from our communities. Because you around here got these people trying to so-called protect and serve a community they're not even from. Y'all don't even try to connect with the community. Remember way back in the day when the cops would like put together like them in the fire department. I know at least when I was growing up, the police departments and the fire departments used to hold like these different events in the summertime and throw like block parties and stuff and just trying to build a connection with the community. We don't do that no more. We don't do that now. Every time we see police, it's always about fear. It's not about like, oh, we feel protected. No, we feel like you're going to kill us. And that is a bad rap to have. That's a bad connection to have with your community. Instead of invoking respect and love and feeling protected, you're invoking fear. Child. I got a casket iron skillet with his name on it. Okay. Suspicious. My ass. That's for your nigga watch him. That's exactly what they do, Dre. They sit around this bitch and say, oh, you look suspicious. But really, bitch, it's because I'm black. It's because I don't look like a white bitch. We were doing a fundraiser and he was picking up toys from a friend. He got stopped because he was suspicious with a box of toys. Houston cops are stupid. Child, not just Houston cops, all these motherfuckers. It seems like we're all across the globe. Hey China Black, how you doing? The show PD Live was been hiding footage of police killings, and the Justice Department is opening a case against them too. I know that's right. Hell yeah, bitch. How is it supposed to be PD Live, but you hiding all the fuckery? Exactly. You don't even see cops go around introducing themselves to the community all no more. You don't. I remember they used to come to your house, put flyers up. Hey, we're having a fun weekend on Saturday at the park. Everything is free. They used to have like little circus, little situations that had the kids ride the rides, sit on the ponies and shit, eat you some goddamn funnel cake, bitch, motherfucking cotton candy, all kinds of shit. Fuck the po-pos. Good. Get their asses. All of them motherfuckers. Gather those bitches. It's gathering season. We are not playing, bitch. We are here to gather to serve justice and truth, bitch. Lobo 50. Hey, I used to know your local police officers that respected our neighbors. Child, remember back in the day? Okay. Just be so respectful and kind. Hey, good morning, good evening. Is everything okay? You know, it was really on a friendly thing. Nowadays, it just invokes fear. Creeps in. Hold on, we can't creep in now. What's up, Cassidy, out, baby? Hey. They used to come to the school and read to us. Yeah, they used to come to the school. You do career day. Now imagine a kid with a parent as a cop and what that kid is probably going through right now. And your daddy may be a good cop, but guess what, bitch? Guilty by association. So the way you look at niggas hanging around in the block is the same way niggas look at cops now. The biggest gang in the motherfucking nation. I've always said cops need to work to rebuild a good relationship with the community. But at the end of the day, guess what happens? They follow the leader. If the police commissioner, if the mayor of that particular town is not adamant about making that a staple in the culture of their police departments, then guess what's going to happen? You're not going to have police that actually want to feel like they have to be engaged. Sometimes you have to lead by example. Is the commissioner out in the community? Is the police chief out in the community? If they're not mandating that their officers actually get out there, I know in some states when police brutality and police relations were at like a crazy all-time high, I believe at one point they were actually making the officers in certain neighborhoods ride bikes instead of having cars. That way they had no choice but to ride around in that community and actually meet people and see people. People don't feel as threatened as a person on a bike versus a person that's in a police vehicle. And I did kind of like that rule of thumb, but I was like, child, at the same time, girl, not all the police can be on bikes when real shit's happening. Imagine a bitch on a bike chasing after a car. It's not gonna happen, honey. But it's just like these are the conversations that we need to have. Leading by example. So we want the cops to be in the community. We also need the commissioners, the mayors, city council leaders. We need to see those people out there too handling business. Arm to self people. Hello, arm yourselves. China Blast says, my sweetie got pulled over several times asking him if that was his car. I said, was it reported stolen? Guess we can't have nice rides. We can't have shit nice. Look how they treated that black man who happened to be a alleged undercover FBI agent. Soon as they pulled his motherfucking wallet out, bitch, oh, excuse us, let him go. Because y'all don't want that work. We can't be FBI agents. We can't have nice houses. We can't have nice cars. Look at that raggedy ass Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner looking bitch who and her husband, her sorry ass husband, trying to tell that black man about who lives in that house and he can't put Black Lives Matter statements up on his own property. They just assumed he didn't live there. And then they tried to lie and say, oh, we know the people who actually live here. And he's like, oh, because I live here. You don't know me. The fuck? And still tried to argue that man down about what his shit is. Girl, so black people can have nice shit? Police used to work with underprivileged children to take them school shopping. Like, where's the respect? Yes, I remember they used to do those little buddy programs with the underprivileged children, and one police officer would be assigned a child, and that would be like their little mentee, like a mentor to a mentee kind of thing. You know how we have like big brothers and big sisters and shit? They used to do that with the cops in the community, and that cop would basically be that child's mentor until they like would graduate and shit. Where's all that now? That's nowhere to be found now. Miss Wick said, fuck 12. Yes. The sad part is my godfather is an FBI agent and started as a local police officer. He laughs at me when we talk and I say, fuck the police. I mean, when it's more of the culture, more embedded in the culture, I mean, you have the good ones that sit around and say, you know what, how could we blame the community for feeling that way about us? And it sucks because you may have a good cop in your life. It may be like your godfather or your uncle or your daddy or your mama, your auntie, your niece, or just whoever could be in law enforcement. And it sucks because you know they're good, but the community just doesn't know it. Because when we see the police, it's all like, bitch, fuck all of them. Start checking your motherfucking coworkers, bitch. How about that? Start checking them. And if you have to be if you got to be the Russell Crowe, hello God, if you got to be the only Russell Crowe that's helping weed out corruption and foolishness in your motherfucking police department, then so be it, bitch. That's how you get shit done. The cops at my middle school were cool as hell. They actually talked to our parents at the pickup and drop off lines. Hello. That's how they used to do. Come out. They have donuts in the bus loop, child, waiting on the parents, especially like first day of school shit. China girl, one of them damn yeehaw cops gave me a ticket for jaywalking before. Seeing, we always know that jaywalking is never really enforced. Okay, and when you get a jaywalking ticket, that just goes to show, bitch, you a nigga. That's why you got that ticket, for being a walking nigga, a free nigga. And then what I don't like too is, I forgot where I heard this from, but I want to expound on it just a little bit more. Someone said when you get stopped for your license, it's almost as if you're being stopped and being asked for your freedom papers. License and registration, please. And proof of insurance. It almost sounds as if we are being asked to furnish our freedom papers. Massa has allowed your freedom, girl, but we still need to see your papers. Girl, please. That's how I feel. I think there's a delay in the chat because y'all are moving quicker than I am talking, honey. I'm here for the engagement. The cops on horses, they still have them in like New York. I know California probably still has some. You don't see in Georgia, they have them. Mostly they're reserved for like park rangers and stuff. But bitch, like I still see the horses. Yes, they need to lead by example. They really do. This was real police communities then, now disgusting behaviors in the communities. Yep, T-Money. They don't teach that in police academies. My husband went through police academy. It was mainly learning the damn Texas Penal Code. All it is paperwork. Is you have to be able to cite those fucking codes and the different policies and all that shit. Fuck all of that. Y'all need to be learning how to have a sensitivity training on how to deal with people, interpersonal relationships, bitch. Okay, for real. Cause bitch, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, bitch. I'm fucking sick of it. Hold on a second. Yes, honey. Girl, we're not playing with these bitches no more. It's like we gotta wear our resume on our shirt. Not just our resume, but our freedom papers, girl. They want us to show proof that we's free. And then it's almost like, why are you pulling me over, officer? Are you getting lip with me? First of all, bitch, I'm a human being. I'm an individual. I am a free bitch, right? If I'm a free bitch, why are you getting upset with me when I question, and even in the nicest tone possible, officer, why are you, if I know that I'm doing the speed limit or under the speed limit and all my tags are good, my tag is good, my insurance is good, all my shit is up to date, and I'm riding legal. If I asked you, why are you pulling me over? you get pissed as a motherfucker. Bitch, no. You can't, you don't need to work, you don't need to be a police officer then. Not master. Yes, honey. The school cops used to keep the kids coming to school. They used to make house calls. Yes. My niece is here again, honey. Yes, God, honey. What did she say? The protesters stole a police horse in Chicago. Oh, yes, honey. I saw that. China says, I remember when they actually walked the beat. Yeah, they used to walk down the street, child. The kids who didn't have like a way to get home and stuff, the school resource officers used to give the kids rides home. You know, all that kind of shit. Them horses be on 42nd Street like it's the goddamn Kentucky Derby. Okay. Now don't get it twisted, honey. Horses, them big ass motherfucking horses they be having, girl, they will beat your ass. Them horses will beat your ass, honey. What's up? It's me, D. Hey. Yeah, my husband is Nigerian, and one time we got stopped for speeding. They asked for a green card. I'm like, bitch. Hold on, what? I'm like, bitch, he was born in the U.S. What the fuck? Those traffic stops be a power trip. Child, let me tell you something. And where you live, Belize, too, like, they have a lot of traps out there set for people of color. Speed traps that be full-on bullshit, just the racial profile. All right for the fellow Nigerian. You know, even though I just found out I was half Nigerian, child, but hey, I know I was half black, but I'm half Nigerian. All right for the Nigerians, honey. I'm still trying to figure out what tribe I'm from. Belize, can you ask your husband, how do I find out what tribe I'm from? I'm still trying to learn about my culture and stuff, okay? It's like we have to explain why we even leave the house or even exist. It is so, Dre, you ain't even lying. Why am I explaining myself to you, bitch? Okay, like, why do we have to explain ourselves? Bitch, I'm so sick of that. Why are you here? Why are you breathing? Why are you why? No, bitch, leave me the fuck alone. I don't see the police horses a lot here. Child, because we'll burn up, we'll push them off the horse and take the horse. Or you can sell that horse for about 20,000. The fuck? Bitch, something tells us we won't be getting a tax return in a long time. So all this shit y'all looting, y'all better be ready to sell it next year, bitch. Bitch, and bitch, grab me a horse too while you at it. Here a horse, there a horse, everywhere a horse, bitch. Huh. We exist because we're special and they know it. That's why they're trying to get rid of us from then till now at Drake. You already know. They've been trying to push us out. My thing is this: you want to steal us to build your shit because you some lazy, unoriginal thinking motherfuckers, and we get tired of abuse and oppression. We fight and overthrow y'all hoes. Y'all get mad, and then now you want to kill us off. And I just don't think they want to kill us. It's just the fact that they want to control us. And if they can't control us, what's the use of us? But if you truly were to wipe us off the face of the earth, you probably would die. This is mass genocide we're talking about, people. This is Christopher Columbus trying to come through, girl. The resurrection of Christopher Columbus, honey. Child, they had Chicago popping like Jumanji. I heard that. Was that true? I saw the video of the lions was in the hood. Niggas was out here with motherfucking monkeys and shit. I just was like, was that a real video that I saw? Please tell me that that was just a joke. That they did not break the animals out of the zoo, bitch. Because that's what I heard. Hey, Robbie. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's me, D. I'm trying to do your little thing. That's I don't have the range for it. Yeah, Missouri is racist. Yes, God, honey. Yeah, I asked him. He is equal. I'm still learning, child. I don't even know what that is. I need to learn it though. Yeah, I just want to know how I can find out because I want to represent the culture, honey. Any police officers that get mad at you for asking why they pull you over, they clearly don't know the law. They can't pull you over for no reason. They can't, and they like to use the word suspicious. Bitch, that don't mean nothing. If I'm a law-abiding citizen, I have not done anything to a traffic infraction or any of that bullshit. Bitch, you better leave me the fuck alone. You better zoom on right by me, ho. Hey, KK, what's up, boo? Horse meat is expensive. It's me, D. I hope you're not around here eating horses, child. Please tell me you are not ever. Well, I eat horses, but I don't eat horses. I got the horses in the bag. Yes, honey. Child, y'all are on here tonight, girl. Y'all ain't go to bed, child. You know, I don't normally come on live on Saturday night, but bitch, when an injustice is taking place, I told you I have to be there, bitch. Be there or be square, honey. Oh, girl. Hold on, Ken. Ow! Yes, honey. Not the traffic lights. Okay. They about to burn it all like they name Killmonger. Burn all that shit. Yes, show up and show out, hunty. I'm telling y'all right now, the revolution is being televised. So I really hope you all are paying attention. Have your children pay attention to what's happening right now. They turned Chicago into Madagascar. I like that movie though, believe it or not. Cat's Meow, are you busy right now? Are you busy? You want to come on? I won't be on here much longer. It was Oliver and Company in that bitch. Okay. Oh, I forgot Oliver and Company. Oh, you remember damn, what was the name of Homeward Bound? Was that the name of it? Remember like, Homeward Bound, and then you had The Fox and the Hound. Like that was my shit. I don't even know why the fuck we're talking about that, but we talking about animation films, child. Okay. I saw that video. Let me see if I can find it, child. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. We can get a good laugh together, bitch. Let me see. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, that's not it. Where is the video, bitch? I don't want to hear other people's commentary on it. I just want the video because I saw the brief. Where are the animals, child? See, I want the video. I don't want that. I saw the video. Oh my god. Well, I can't find it. Well, I can't find it. Hey, I like to move it, move it. Okay, Starbucks told their workers they can't. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all gonna learn y'all lesson, honey. Let me tell y'all something. Starbucks ain't shit, bitch. They turned around and said, "We stand with the Black Lives Matter movement. We stand for quality, equality, and all that shit." But then you turn around and tell your folks they can't wear this shit. And then when there's public outcry about that, then you change your mind and say you can wear this shit. Starbucks has never been here for us. Remember not too long ago when that dumbass white bitch called the police on these two guys for trying to have a business meeting? And those dumbass police officers actually arrested those gentlemen for no apparent reason whatsoever? Like, girl, fuck Starbucks. Fuck these companies that really aren't with us. I was on the passenger side sleep when we got pulled over. They woke me and asked for my ID. I was mad. I said, bitch, I ain't driving. Okay, fuck them. You don't need my ID. Homeward Bound was that sassy cat. Okay. Hey, love. Hey, now All Dogs Go to Heaven was my shit. I did like All Dogs Go to Heaven. The people in Chicago like lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. Okay. Dorothy, bitch. That's why are you detaining Lady Gaga for me? What detaining lady? It's me, D. And we need justice. Let me tell y'all something. We need justice for everybody who's around here going through all this fuck shit. Cat's Meow, are you still with us? Okay. I got you. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Hold on, kid. One second. I just sent it to you, boo. Check your email. Double check. On another note, well, no, let's stay on the topic. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I hope you guys are going to be with us tomorrow evening, honey. The Yes God Roundtable will be premiering. Okay. Yes, God. Oh yeah, the lady that was dancing. You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. That's who you talk about, it's me, D. You about to lose your job. Yep, that bathroom scandal. Fuck Starbucks. Oh, they're about to lose coin because you heard that they're considering closing down half of their stores and start focusing on delivery orders and things like that. So Starbucks to me is probably going to lose a lot of money, in my opinion. So fuck Starbucks, and we need to just stop supporting these companies that fake support us. Starbucks can suck an egg and step on a Lego, period. Starbucks been giving me buggle guts anyway. Okay, fuck Starbucks. I haven't. They have blenders now. I have the Ooh, what's that blender called? the ninja. Bitch, I can make my own frozen coffee, my own frozen drinks, my own daiquiris, my own ice cream using that motherfucker. And be on the lookout for that too, because I have some things coming. Girl, Yes Bitch TV is working, bitch. Trust and believe good things are coming. Again, be with us tomorrow. The Yes God Roundtable will be premiering in honor of Pride Month, bitch. And we will be getting into some things. For those that don't know, the Yes God Roundtable is a space created to connect our community through our shared experiences as Black gay men. Okay? Yes, God, honey. We will be here. I want to go back to the days that our dollar never left our community, child. Well, that's a much larger conversation because even though like I'm all here for what we got going on now, once we get past this, which we probably never will, we are going to need to have discussions about how we need to have change affected within our own community. Because we can't hold on one second. Introducing the cats, Meow, bitch. What's
Hey,
up?
y'all. Oh, come on, background, bitch. Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
You all right?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm real good. You know we gotta talk after this is over.
Oh, yes, honey. I'm here. You know it.
Child.
Child. So, just like you would think that, just like going back to a little bit of what I was talking about earlier, just like, what are your thoughts on these bitches like not taking heed to? Did you expect anything different after George Floyd? Let's just start with that. Because what we're seeing in Atlanta, then what we're seeing in California, and then a lot of other shit that's been going on in other places where these police officers are still killing our people.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect there to be an
No.
immediate change?
I didn't, and mainly because what people fail to realize is it wasn't just the fact that things were happening after George Floyd. Things were happening during George Floyd. But there was so much attention on George that we were just neglecting. It was George and Breonna. That's why I was so vocal in the chat. I kept saying Tony McDade's name because that was an LGBT trans man that kind of got brushed over. I saw a couple tweets about it, but even he was thrown under the wayside as far as support. And the list goes on and on and on. There's a text thread not a text thread, but there's a thread on Twitter of just like person after person after person after person, and different counties that they were in, and different ways that you could support. But you would literally be all day just calling different counties. That's how many people have been slaughtered since the pandemic. Like it's ridiculous. So while
Do you think? I'm sorry to cut you off, but this just made me think of a question. Do you think that we need to do something in our own community that's representative of the Black Lives Matter movement, like maybe a Black LGBT movement? Because it just seems as if, like you said, we are. And I have to say that sometimes I'm unknowingly guilty of this too, where I try my best to bring awareness to every situation. But because those stories are so brushed on the carpet, I may not be aware because a lot of information I get is on the internet. And unfortunately, they're not highlighting these trans deaths. No, murders, my bad, murders. Hallelujah. They're not highlighting what's really going on in our community. So we got to get this information from people within our community.
Right.
So do you think that it would be beneficial for us to say we're not negating the Black Lives Matter movement, because of course we're included in that as well, but maybe creating our own situation to where we can bring some awareness so that justice can be served when our lives are being taken in our community? Do you think that that should be something we should be trying to do?
Absolutely. But I think that first we have to learn how to come together within our own community, because if you look at Blacks, the most separation you'll probably see is like the upper echelon, the well-to-do, versus the impoverished. But other than that, like when there's crisis, we tend to come together. Whereas you still got gay people judging trans, and then trans people have their thing against gay people. Like, we need to let all of that shit go and realize that at some point we're all we have, even against the Black community itself. Like, we are all we have. Look back at that trans woman who almost got beat to obliteration behind a fender bender. I think that they only went so hard because they found out she was trans. Like, if that was a cisgendered woman, they wouldn't have beat her to that extent behind a fender bender.
How do you feel? I'm hearing reports about her situation. How do you feel about people saying that? Well, she's saying it too, but that particular Dior, I believe her name is something Dior. They're saying that she's basically not even trying to be involved in bringing some type of awareness to her situation or other trans situations. She just wants people to cash app her.
Now, I thought you were going to say because she was embarrassed, but if you just want the money, sweetheart, you're missing the whole point. I'm not going to be ignorant and say, well, you deserve it. No, because you don't. You don't. But you're missing the bigger picture. We're giving you money because we support, you. Like, we feel bad, and the only way we can be there for you is financially. But for you to say, just give me the money, I don't want to be involved. No, this is a bigger cause, sweetheart. Like,
what's the money for? Is it for a legal team?
Child.
Is it for you to get your hair done? So it's about, I understand not everybody is meant to be the face of a movement or taking that type of action, but you could at least try to say, you know what, speak on this, but don't say, well, just send me money. Because that, and then dumb motherfuckers are still sending her money, which I think is crazy, but whatever.
Baby, we need to do the logistics of it all. Like, was this car in your name? Do you have insurance? Are you able to pay for the damages? Okay, because if not, then you need to use those finances to allocate that shit. Okay, because if they was finna beat your ass behind the fender bender happening, just imagine how they gonna feel when it don't get fixed.
What do you feel about a lot of counties, including my own, are talking about creating citizen oversight groups to oversee basically officer involved shootings or any reports of abuse of authority and things of that nature. I feel personally like if more counties, cities were gonna do stuff like that, I would need a gay person, a black person, a Hispanic. I would need basically every color, ethnicity possible to be representative on that board. How do you feel about stuff like that?
I think, and I think honestly, like, we kind of already have that. They're probably just not spotlighted as much, but we probably have, a gay person, a Latino person, a Chinese person, just to represent the diversity of everybody. But I totally agree. I think, and again, like I was saying in your other live, I think people need to kind of break down and dissect the word defund, because when we say defund the police, we are not talking about taking away or abolishing police in general. We're saying that it's not fair for LAPD to be driving around in a Tesla and the education system is suffering and the schools don't have computers. That's ridiculous. Why the fuck do you need to police people in a Tesla? If you can't park your own fucking car, you shouldn't be driving, sweetheart. That's just as simple as that. Like, that's what we mean by defunding, taking those funds and allocating it somewhere else. Like, and I think just going back to the basics, training, and there needs to be like some sort of fire under their asses to where they know if they fuck up, there will be repercussions. All of this suspension and this, that don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. Even if, we're going to jail, you don't think because these are brothers of the law, they're going to be protected?
I heard they said that the officer Siobhan could still be looking at $1 million worth of his retirement, even if he is sentenced. So it's like you guys are sitting here firing people and arresting them, and they still can have access to their pension plans. They still have access to all their benefits. They're all of that shit. Like, no, bitch. Like, all of that should be canceled immediately. And what should happen is it shouldn't even be able to go to their children. That what they were going to get should be put into the community.
Listen.
The only reason I like the power of defunding, and again, I know there needs to be conversations to break that down and what that really means.
Right.
But not only, like I said in my last live, that, wow, we can really push for this now. Where was all of this power to do all this cancellation early on when things were happening in the community and throughout the nation?
Like, all Black activists, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for the education, because you are teaching me some things that I don't know.
Right.
But if you knew that a defunding needed to take place, it shouldn't have to the conversation should have come much sooner than now. Half of the people that are active, being activists and all of this and speaking out for Black rights live in LA. So y'all been seeing these fucking Teslas in the streets. And y'all know that these kids are suffering in the education system, and not just the education system, just beyond that. There are so many resources that this money could go to, and y'all ain't saying that. But
you
now,
know what kills me too? Like I was talking earlier about people who, a lot of cities at one point back in the day actually made the officers ride bikes or horses, but people don't realize that horses are expensive to maintain and keep up as well. And these police vehicles are also, so maybe in like higher cities like, okay, where I'm at, it's very accessible to walk and to ride bikes. So maybe if we started again in the process of defunding, take away the patrol cars, you'll save on gas, you'll save on maintenance costs. Give everybody a bike, bitch. Now, if you're in a rural area like our sheriff and certain things, but I think local police departments, give all them bitches a bike. You'll save a lot more money. You can put that money into the community.
All you need is the fact that use the computer, the computer stuff. A standard Chevy, hell, go back to the Crown Vic. It does not matter to me, but y'all don't need to have the most top of the line, cute face, slim waist with a big behind. Goddamn cars for what? And we ain't even got no fucking cushion in the back seat, bitch. So I don't even understand, like, what y'all doing. Like,
oh, and I want to say this live because I know, and I want to say this live too because I know it was a question that really B had asked in the last portion of that live that I didn't see until after I watched the replay. And when I asked for the only house that I care about at this moment is the White House standing up and saying something. And let me reiterate what I meant by that. It's because that is our leader. When things are going on in the nation, whether it be domestic, whether it be overseas, whether it be anything, we look to our leaders, our chief. The White House is the representation of America, a democracy of people. So my thing is this: if the White House were to actually step in and actually do things, policy change, but instead he wants to sit up there and ridicule and destroy what Obama created to protect trans people in the medical insurance.
Exactly.
So it's just like that shows you, especially at the height of what's going on now, after a couple of trans girls were recently found, murdered. So now you want to have that because that means you're going against the people at that point. At this point, it pisses me the fuck off that Congress and everybody else that has the power to get this bitch up out of here. He is obviously not for the people. What do you think other countries that don't like us look at this and see? They're probably sitting by like, oh, you have a leader that's supposedly elected by the people who is sitting here not even trying to do anything for their people. If you ask me, he's more of a dictator. And this is some fucked up shit. And this is why America needs to pay attention, especially when we get down to this voting situation.
When him before he was even considering presidency, the apprentice, all of that shit. I've never liked Donald Trump, but when the appointed leader of the free world said out of his mouth, "When they start looting, we start shooting." Listen, I mean, we joke about Maya Angelou quote all the time, but the bitch was on to something. May she rest in peace. When somebody shows you who the fuck they are, believe them. This man told you he was gonna do all this reckless ass, I don't give a fuck about y'all black ass shit before he was even elected. Hey, must be the money because he's still in the motherfucking office.
Yep.
We was impeach.
And you got Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the Democratic Party walking around in kente cloth.
Get off your weak ass knees and do something, okay? And find a real kente cloth. That's how I know you ain't fucking with real black people. The fuck?
And that's the thing too. Like y'all were going up, Nancy Pelosi and the rest of those sorry bitches. Even I gotta speak on all of them. AOC. I gotta talk about Joe Biden. Everybody went so hard on this man during their impeachment about collusion and doing shit with what was it, the Ukraine or whatever, to try to get information on Joe Biden and his family for the upcoming election. If y'all went so hard on that, why the fuck y'all ain't go hard on this man for just basically turning his back on the American people in a time of unrest where we could really be burning all of this shit to the ground. Like, instead of just, again, like I said, even if you got to lie to fake care, you have the power to make some real change. Why aren't you doing it?
Exactly.
And then again, I have to always bring this up in every live I talk about when we talk about Donald Trump, the government, and these protests. We are still brushing the allegations under the carpet that this man has not had a long-standing relationship with longtime sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. That this man has paid out millions and millions and millions of dollars to hide his filthy, heinous crimes of fucking young boys and young girls, beating them and raping them for many, many, many years. So even if you don't want to get this pussy ass motherfucker for his turning his back on the black community in our time of need, we need to at least be getting him for these motherfucking crimes of injustice towards children. And which also makes me again want to reiterate and say,
when the KKK was forming a rally and they was marching around and all this shit was being filmed, where was the fucking police then? Where were the police?
Oh, too busy blaming looting and destroying property on Black Lives Matter.
With the white fucking uniforms on, they was off. They took off because they had a protest to do. That's what they were. They were there.
And then we see voter suppression situations happening in Georgia already. I'm already getting emails from my local community talking about make sure I actually go to the poll. Because I was going to mail my vote in, but now I'm just like, girl, fuck it. Maybe I need to go ahead. And I fucked up. I didn't know this. I'm a registered independent. And if for all the other registered independents out there, and I don't know about where it happens at, but in Florida, apparently I'm not allowed to vote in the primary unless I change my affiliation. And I kind of refuse to do that because I'm Republican.
Wow.
So I have to actually wait until voting commences in November to cast my vote.
Yikes.
So, and they're like, oh, you got to change it. I'm like, I'm not changing shit because I'm not Democrat or Republican, bitch.
About what Trump is doing to trans people is the fact that a trans woman, Angelica Ross, had to help people even have the right to vote in Georgia.
Oh, wow.
Had she not been at this one particular polling station, they would not be able to vote. She had to go in there and physically plug the printers in, turn the machines on, and make sure people were able to vote and that the machines were working properly. And less than a month later, her rights are stripped from her just because of who she is. Listen, I feel like it, and I hate to say this, but fuck, even if you are racist, how can you like this motherfucker? God damn. He ain't
especially too just looking at, first and foremost, I'm still bewildered at the fact that this man was placed into office. Obviously, the country does not give a fuck about who leads it because you let this man take over, even with the most disturbing, crazy things that was coming out of his mouth during his campaign. Then, when all of his cabinet members and the ones who were working on his campaign were arrested for their fuck shit and the fraudulence and the scamming nature that took place during the presidential campaign, he still wasn't even looked at as a prime suspect in anything, which kills the fuck out of me.
At all. And
who do you think they were working for? They weren't working for themselves.
You got this grocery list of shit that would put anybody away, white, black, or indifferent.
Hold on real quick. I'm sorry. I want to address this question. Belize said he is also trying to ban gay marriage now. Let me explain something. The Supreme Court ruled it to be so. The president does not have the power to ban anything because the Supreme Court has made their final ruling on that. It is unjust and it is against motherfucking natural law to tell people who they can and cannot love. So that's one thing he does not have the power to do.
Obviously, he is not a gay ally at all because he would know by now that niggas.
Which is crazy because allegedly you like fucking and abusing little boys.
But if he was a real ally, he would know that niggas ain't shit and we ain't trying to get married to they bitch asses anyway. Why the fuck you trying to ban something that we don't even fucking want to do?
Hold on real quick, child. Let me address somebody. Way Truth Life. He says, this is insane. No men here.
He also says gay is against God.
Gay is against God.
You're right.
Well, hold on real quick, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on, girl. I don't have any mods in the chat, right? Belize, I need to make you a mod. It's me, D. I need to make you a mod. But before we cancel this bitch, the way true life. Let me go ahead and play you a little song, girl. We're gonna shout you out, way true life, honey. We're gonna shout you out, you raggedy bitch. We're gonna shout you out, girl. Hold on, Cassie. Meow. We're gonna go ahead and take our time and shed light on the peasants of life, girl.
Gay is against God.
We're gonna go.
That's cute. Wait, he gay. He gay.
On my page, never double tap like me. Baddies to my left and my right. Never chase a corny nigga, put that on my life. Just put it in his face, well it's cake. He wanted the taste, he sipping on that ace. Itsy bitsy waist. Yeah, eat it, cookie monster.
He was slave to this pussy, call me monster.
Real wet,
Not just top coming for all.
What happened? So you're gay, but you are on the bullshit. What's the tea?
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not even moved by that.
Gay is against God. Well, I don't know what Bible you're reading, bitch. You need to find you some life then. If you're gay yourself and you still following that sorry ass book that was created to.
Listen, I hate to shoot your theory down, baby, but I'm way too blessed to be against God right now. Satan don't bless like this. Like, I'm good in life. I'm real good.
I know you don't like me. You want to fight me. Child, let me tell y'all something, honey. I know it's probably just another troll. Jesus loves us all. Well, I don't know what kind of drink you're on tonight because you're contradicting yourself. But anyway, if you bring peace, child, then put it in the chat, girl. We don't need all the fuckery because we will stop and clown you real quick.
But you see, you know what? I have a recommendation. Chloe and Halle just got a new album called Ungodly Hour. Fix you a little glass of wine, get you one of these, boo. Play it from start to finish. All that tension you got up in here, unnecessary, unwarranted attention. Just let it go. Because you want attention and you got tension. So it's a whole lot of tension. You want attention and you got tension. Just let it all go. Just release, sweetheart. Because we too blessed to be stressed over here. Blessed to never stress, in the words of
it's me, D, and I'm just gonna do this permanently because
Can you make me mod too? I like kicking bitches out.
I'm gonna make them mods. I keep on meaning to make all of the Justice League members mods because obviously I'm always
Speaking of gay and us not having power, what can people expect from the Yes God Roundtable tomorrow?
Child, hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead. Where's Belize?
I'm not triggered, baby. I don't have a gun, and I'm not aiming at anybody but success. So I'm not really triggered. I'm good. I'm high. So I can't.
This is the thing. Way True Life. This is the thing. When you come over to the channel, and when I'm talking about serving truth and justice to bitches, we're all on the same page when it comes to talking about a cause, bringing awareness through ways of unity. Okay, this is not what we're here for. We're here to talk about what's really going on in the world.
It's okay.
And to voice our grievances. Belize, you are now a mod. It's me, D. You are now a mod. So if this person keeps on going, feel free to block and delete them. Thank you.
I got triggered. No.
Can you put something in the chat, Cat's Meow, so I can click on you and make you a mod?
Let me. Okay. Triggered. The real question is, what triggered you to come in here? How did you find us? Tell us how you found us. Who sent you? We'll give them a referral code. Speaking of Kanye, I want to do a nasty line dance to her K Wang.
You're a mod now too.
Toxic bitch, but baby, that K Wang by Kaya sets me off every time I'm in the presence of old school people.
So Belize and It's Me, D, y'all are now mods. Thank you, It's Me, D, for getting rid of that bitch because we don't have time for that over here today. The Yes God Roundtable. So what is on the agenda for tomorrow is this. I actually am going to post this once I create the I'm just gonna do a flyer. Fuck it. I'm just gonna put all of our pictures up and just do a quick flyer. Fuck it. We'll do production shit later on down the road.
I asked him to send me something. He was like, "Oh, I gotta redo it. I'm not gonna put you."
I know. I got lazy, and then I was like, "Child, you know what?
I did it, bitch. So send it."
I got you. I got you. It's just I feel like at this moment, I'm tonight before I go to bed. I'm gonna make a cute flyer, post it, and then as the time goes, we'll just create something real cute to make it happen. And all it's gonna be tomorrow on the Yes God Roundtable, child. Episode 1 is gonna be titled "Look Within." 2 topics will be on the table. We'll be going for at least about an hour, hour and a half. For those of you that are just joining me, I said it earlier when I started this video a little bit about the Yes God Roundtable. It is a space that is being created to connect our community through our shared experiences as Black gay men. The 2 topics are going to be one is titled "The Moment," and basically just the moment when you realized you were gay. The second topic is coming out. When you came out and all that good stuff, and then I have other questions involved in there, but we'll get into what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy and paste the topics in the episodial. Girl, I'm having a brain fart right now. It'll be in the description box. That way, everybody can come along on the journey with us.
I'm gonna ask you. I hope it's not a part of the episode, but I just want you to share now. When was the first time you understood from other people that gay was bad, and how? What was the situation?
Say that again.
When was the first time like you processed as a kid, like, okay, gay is bad? And what was that experience?
I hate to, we talk about Black Lives Matter, child, but it's unfortunate. My first experience, both positive and negative, came from the Black community. When I was growing up and I was in this foster home, living with these really fucking decrepit evil bitches. And they used to always call me out for having a light voice and like switching when I walked. So just and I didn't even know I was gay at the time. So we had these people yelling homophobic slurs at me, and I'm just like, girl, like, what is a faggot? What is because I grew up in foster care. So
back then, when I was a kid, it was if either you were gay or you were gay Y. And gay Y, I guess with the extra Y just meant you were like super gay. Kids.
I never even heard it that way before.
Kids. But I had an older brother that was gay, and my mom sometimes will just stare at me, and she was like, "Oh my God, you are Prentice! Like I just see him in you." But I remember like he was like it, like he was my like. He was fashionable. He was petite. Like he had the latest everything, and we were best friends. I think I just always knew I was gay. But I remember being at like a family's house, and it was like this huge house, and you could like look over the balcony and like hear the grown folks talking in the living room. So Prentice had, got his little purse and was walking upstairs to us. And I was waiting for Prentice. So I'm at the banister and I can hear my grandmother talking while my mother is going in the kitchen. Like, I can't believe she let him carry a purse. That's just, that's a shame. And watch Cass Meow just grow up to be just like literally like, I heard that. And I remember like being like maybe 6 or 7. And I hated that woman. And I still to this day have never told her. And I'm around her sometimes. And every time I'm around her, she gives me money. And I don't know if it's because she feels guilty, but I'm a spiritual person. And I didn't say it to her, but I absolutely spiritually told her, like, bitch, I don't fuck with you. Especially like once I became an adult and can do what I wanted to do, I was just like, how dare you? And then once my brother passed, it was just like, because he ain't got no voice no more. And I'm going to stand proud in my gayness. And I wish the fuck you would, bitch. I don't care that you my grandfather's wife or not. I will cuss your ass out, and you will meet your maker. And I'm just gonna have to wear that as a badge of honor.
Dre, and it's me, D. You know, that's the reason I really wanted to create a space like this, because I think it's important that we try our best to reconnect the community. And again, I hate like a dead record, but through our shared experiences, because I don't think that we as Black gay men or people that's part of the spectrum feel comfortable enough to have these open conversations that sometimes may feel uncomfortable, but you kind of need them to start that healing and that acceptance in your own life. And you have a lot of the young gays that are coming up, and they don't really have a source of truth to look to help guide them through this gay shit.
Right. I think parents should be honest with their children. I remember that same conversation is with me, but it was with my grandmother. And somebody called me gay at school, and I came home and I asked my grandmother, and foolishly, she told me that gay meant happy. So when I went back to school and they asked me, was I gay? Even though I was, I said yes. And it only added. You know, I became popular and had friends through fighting. Like I knew my mouth was a weapon, but I knew like I can pop you in your shit and everybody just shut the fuck up, you know, because they don't know that I'm about that life. And that caused me to get in so much trouble, but it was just like, had she been honest and told me exactly what that meant, like she knew what I meant when I asked her, like, what does gay mean? Like, who says who refers to gay as happy? Like, oh girl, I'm just so gay today. Like, I just don't know what to do. You know, like nobody says that.
I think it's also a problem too, because some parents, they don't know how to have that conversation with their kids, because if they feel as if they have that conversation, they are they're breathing the gayness into their child. Like you have some kids now in this generation that they're finding out who they are really early, without even needing the sexual experience to make them feel that way. Because I know a lot of times growing up, some people would then realize, based on trying it out and experimenting, that, oh shit, I think I do like boys. But now this generation, they don't even need to have that sexual experience for them to already know who they are.
Right.
Again, another reason this space is being created, because this generation, they love social media. This is where they're getting their information from. So by creating this positive space to where we can have real down to earth, in-depth discussions, that way we can bring some real that shit in, because you have a lot of kids that they look at Pornhub because they can't talk to their parents, and their first gay experience is through sex. Or now again, or vice versa, it's not even through sex. They're looking on social media and they're seeing, oh, this is how the gays are.
Yeah.
So when you got a bitch like me, a bitch like Meow, the Justice League period, positive Black gay men that are breathing life into each other, positivity into each other, and only trying to invite that kind of goodness into their space. This is what I want all y'all to do. Tag all the gays, all the kids you think are gay, bring them over to the channel, because these are things that will be talked about on the Yes God Roundtable.
Right.
Because I think it's important.
Have that like tough conversation, because there's a little boy in my family and I see it. And I told my mom, I just had to just be honest. And I was like, Mom, like, this is where it's going to go. And, you know, and I'm worried about him because he belongs to a family that's like, don't do that. That's for girls. You know, like that same household with the grandmother that was talking about my brother. I remember they would all send the kids to a room, you know, for all the holidays or whatever. So we were watching Power Rangers and I wanted to be the Pink Ranger. And I think for kids, what you said was so poignant, because before there's anything sexual, you just realize that you're different. You know, like I was being honest, because kids are authentic. Kids don't know how to fake. You know, unless they are traumatized, they do not know how to fake, because their natural reaction is just to be. So even though I knew that boys would go for the brown or I don't even know what the fucking colors were. I knew that yellow and pink were my favorites. And that was a problem. And, you know, like I didn't understand why. And then as time progressed, I just realized that my interests aligned more so with the girls as opposed to the boys. And that's when I realized I was different. And then once I started, you know, coming into my hormonal changes, and girls started liking guys, I was like, this, oh, like, okay, so this
I
is
have something I want to address just real quick because, again, another amazing reason why I have these kinds of situations. This is why I want to have these talks, because you have people like Dre that are experiencing these things, and I've been there myself. I'm quite sure Cat's Meow's been there too.
absolutely relate to Belize's sister. Like, in my late teens and again in my early 20s, I actually dated a girl to try to appease my church family and my parents. And the second time around, I was like, this shit is not gonna work. Like, I just would rather the world hate me and me be happy than for me to be miserable my entire life and y'all be happy. Cause bitch, I gotta live this life. Sorry, fuck y'all.
And this is true too, because there was a time in my life where I was like, I felt like I had to be one or the other. Am I gonna identify myself as a black man or a gay man? I felt like I couldn't be both because the community wouldn't let me.
Right.
And that's why the Guest God Roundtable is being created.
Oh Lord, that's just not possible. That's taboo. You cannot be a gay Christian. Oh God.
Which a lot of people don't even realize that I've talked about this on many lives before, but religion is just a social construct, child. I believe in a God. I know my Heavenly Father saved me many a times, because girl,
I
don't believe in the Bible too much.
I have learned to be more focused on my relationship with God as opposed to the rules at the church that I have to follow. I'm just gonna make sure that me and God are good, and then everything in between, we'll figure it out.
And I don't think people realize either that you have your own individual relationship with God.
Right.
So why are you sitting here trying to tell me
parent-child relationship is going to be the same, and that's the same entity. God is our Heavenly Father, so it's like, have your relationship. I talk to y'all. Sometimes I'll be sleeping and cursing. I'll be like, Lord, I'm so sorry, but
in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. He created it, so I can say it. Hello.
I think the Bible is like school in a sense. Like, there are some nuggets in there, but every second of school is not supposed to be taken literally. Like, walking down the halls and opening your locker, yes, they mean something, but it has no value to life. Some of that stuff is just words to fill it up.
You have to understand, I said this in my other life, so I hate regurgitating myself, but sometimes you have to. I feel like people don't realize when you are black, that is a struggle. When you are gay, that is a struggle. Imagine hauling both of those things on your back your whole life.
And being a man. Well, I mean, women have their struggle too, but Jesus.
If it's against God, then it's God's fault too, because the Bible also promoted slavery, which also led to a lot of crossbreeding.
And they love to use that more, and it's just like, y'all are the most dumbest Bible toting people ever, because for y'all to come out the Bible, y'all actually don't know a lot about it. God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because they were raping the angels or trying to rape the angels. It had nothing to there were gay people, there were drunkards, there were adulterers, there were, prostitutes. It was just a sin city. But y'all only want to focus on the fact that it was gay people there.
Yeah, they were it was more than just homosexuality. And we always love to quote the book of Leviticus, but there's many things in the book of Leviticus.
Half of y'all representative, not y'all, but half of their representatives was in there too. So shouldn't y'all be condemned too? Like, okay.
They don't, you know what,
I can get more church from watching Kiera shit in my home sometimes.
I can get more church just by bonding with my God one-on-one. I don't need a congregation because half that shit is fake as fuck anyway. Especially nowadays. Even more so back then before social media was a big hit. When I look back on my church experience, I realized most of the churches I was involved in were a bunch of foolery, fraudulence. You realize now that you're older that the pastor was really fucking everybody in that bitch. And I don't want to generalize all church, but I'm just speaking from my experience. One time I had a pastor, he had a life as a crackhead one time, and that motherfucker had the nerve to, he had built his life up and did what he had to do. He had church out of his apartment building, honey. That motherfucker had the nerve and audacity to tell us one day that, look what God did for me. And he had us all go outside and he showed off his brand new Range Rover. He said, look what God did for me. And we looked at him and we were like, no, child, you got a brand new Range Rover, but we're still having church out of an apartment building. Girl, please, if you don't get your life together, it was at that moment I realized, fuck this shit.
Girl, I knew there were some churches in this world that were bullshit when I got kicked out because I wasn't coming enough and paying my tithes enough. I still got the email.
See, that's and the basic fundamental of religion is just not really religion, but Jesus Christ our Lord is come as you are, honey.
Lord Jesus.
Come as you are.
I'm
about to get off of here in a minute though, but Lord, I'm about to cry for so long. I felt so alone for so long, and to know it wasn't just me lets me know that I'm not alone. Dre, you are not alone, honey. I'm here with you.
Here we go.
Cast your fears aside.
Not in the song.
You know you can't survive, but when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you. Oh, I just mixed Mariah Carey. Look inside you and be strong.
He done made amazing. First of all, bitch, your next production needs to be a goddamn musical because you will bust out into song in a hot minute.
That was one of the reasons that made me resonate with Funky Dineva when I first started watching, because I was like, bitch, that's me. I do that when I'm talking to people. Like if I have that's why I would love to do a word, like I love Ebby's channel sometimes when she does song association. I think I would win that shit. Because bitch, you give me a word, I can sing a song about that shit.
Okay, bitch. Okay.
You want to go around? Okay. Huh?
Time.
How much time do I have to get to respond? You got to put a
time. Okay, we're gonna do a new word. You say you good, so I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
No, bitch. You gotta do 10. Give me 10.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 10.
5 seconds.
No, I'm giving you the number of completion, 7 seconds, and I'm going to my motherfucking stopwatch, bitch, so I can be on time. The word is smile.
Just smile for me, just smile for me, knowing in your heart that we are free to believe whatever we feel. We feel something real bad. That's Mary J. Blige, honey.
Okay.
Yes.
Smile. Okay. The next word is look.
I look to you, I look to you when all my strength is gone. And you will hear a song. I look to you.
You're doing pretty good, bitch. Okay.
Yes, honey.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. Peace.
Peace. Oh.
Oh Lord. You gonna try to sing the word peace, bitch? Girl. Oh no. No, the hell you did not. So that's 1 for me. Let's see, the next word I'm gonna give you is feel.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
was at 673, man. She was
Yes, honey. You make me feel like a natural woman.
looking out for the rain.
That's
Wow.
my shit. And
Okay.
no one could do it better than Aretha Franklin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was that shit.
When she really get riled up and she gets to throwing her hands up. Jesus. Okay. Stop.
Stop in the name of love before you break my heart. Stop in the name. Miss Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Door.
Open up the door. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I was thinking of something else. But it's already passed. Never mind.
Okay. Oh, you want to play heads up?
What's that?
You got to describe it to me. You got to describe it because by the time I see the comments, I'm not gonna know. But you got to describe the word to me, and I got to get it right in time. Okay, so
real quick. So we're gonna go to about 2 hours. We're at an hour and 50, going to hour 51.
Okay, cool.
Love you, chat. This kind of switched off to something different, but we're having fun.
Okay, the categories are pop culture, superstars, acted out, animals gone wild, blockbuster movies, and Hey Mr. DJ.
How about pop? Was it pop culture, whatever?
Okay. Wait. No, I don't need. Okay.
Love y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with our crazy asses.
Here we go. I can't see.
Let me see if I can blow this up. A show about suicide.
Girl, what?
A show on Netflix about suicide.
13 Reasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Put a ring on it.
Beyonce?
Yes. She's a savage.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes, God. Oh, Roof Police.
Girl, what? Yes.
Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. Oh. Scandal. Scandal. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. That last one don't count. Let's see what my score is. Okay, your time's up. I got. Oh, bitch, Paw Patrol. You don't know that.
I don't know what that is. I tell you what, I said Roof Police.
I'm trying to think of that thing. Damn. No,
I don't know what that is.
Not too big, no, something too small. I used to watch it with my nieces and nephews. Okay. What else are we going to talk about? Tell them what to expect from the entire season of the Yes God Roundtable, not just episode 1. What are you trying to introduce to the gay culture by way of the Yes God Roundtable?
What I want to do is when I talk about creating the space that will share our experiences, is basically just talking about.
They cancel Paw Patrol. Oh Lord, what is this world come to? Okay, sorry.
My whole goal is to basically, again, having conversations that may or may not feel uncomfortable. That way we can build an effort to bridge that, bridge together some type of unity within the community. Again, this episode is dedicated to, coming out and finding what it was that helped you gain acceptance in your being a gay man. Also incorporating that into how it is being a Black gay man. The second episode is going to be dedicated about, sex, relationships. How is it because a lot of times we share the same stories of we have a lot of trade, but we don't have many relationships. And I would like to talk about why is that? Why are we just these considered to be these fast ass people? We find all this dick, but we don't find love. So I want to talk about that and the rooted natures in that, because a lot of times we don't realize it has a lot to do with how we were raised, the things that we saw. Again, another reason I talk about how it's hard for Black men or Black women to know what real love is, because that was not mimicked in their household growing up. Another episode we're going to get into is mental illness. We suffer not just as Black men, but as gay men. There's a lot of, depression. There's a lot of sadness, bipolar disorder. There's a lot of schizophrenia. There's a lot of things that people don't look at. Black people, we're not allowed to be depressed. We can't even talk about it in a Black home.
Right.
It's considered to be a demon spirit or white people shit. When in fact, there is a scientific link that transgenerational trauma that shows that through our ancestors, we are more susceptible as their descendants to mental illness. It's embedded in our DNA. So those are things that we're going to be getting into this season of, I don't know how many episodes I'm going for each season, probably 10. Do it real quick, do 10. Every other week, twice a month, I'm trying to go for maybe. Because I don't want to bombard. We all got different things we're doing on our channels and also the Just Us League responsibilities as well. But just something to give the community. And it doesn't just have to, again, the only reason I say Black gay male experience is because that's who we are. That's what we represent. I can't speak on trans situations.
Right.
I can't speak on bisexual situations. I'm strictly dickly, bitch. I can't speak on lesbian situations. But if you notice, because I haven't done it yet, there's another slot open. StreamYard allows for 6. That means I will be having guests on, hopefully as well. So once we do get to the conversation of trans, maybe reaching out to an Ariel O'Hare or reaching out to Delicious from G Status, they can come on and sharing their experience.
Oh, no. Let me just grab a name that, nobody's thinking of. Maybe, let's just be ambitious and say we can reach for a Patrick Ian Polk.
I mean, yeah. And having, hell yeah, bitch. Oh, shit. Hell yeah, bitch. I'm into that.
Yeah. Or either of the characters from Noah's Ark. I would love to pick their brains just to see, where were you during that time? Like, knowing that you were going to be pioneering something so monumental, or did you even know that it was going to be so monumental? Obviously, Logo did not, or we would have more than 2 fucking seasons. Like, the fuck?
And they really weren't done right either.
Girl, the way it ended, I mean, not the movie, but the way the series ended, girl.
And then to later on spoof us with a really good movie, I might add. The movie was
not
good.
only brushed on what happened, he nursed me back to health. No, I want to see that.
I want to see all of it. The breakup with you and that other boy, honey, because obviously y'all broke up, bitch. Y'all was breaking hearts.
Even though it will be traumatic, I want to see the actual car accident scene. Like, what caused it? Were they arguing so much and he couldn't watch the road, or?
Well, he caught them having sex, girl. So of course they were arguing. Remember when they were leaving the beach?
And he was like, if I mean anything to you, you'll get your ass in the car.
Yes. And he got in that car, bitch.
Sis shouldn't have got in the car. You knew your heart was with Noah. God damn it. That's why I love you, Noah. You know it.
But that's one thing that we got to talk about.
Ass restroom. Them beach restrooms are disgusting. And if you gonna bust it wide open and I tell her bring it back in that thing, it's got to be love.
Yeah.
He was driving a Beetle. Police.
And then on top of that, another reason for, we're going to talk about love and the things that we do for love. Because, there's a lot of things that I think that the community could get out of hearing experienced gay men who are like-minded, but also come from regular shit. Like, we're not millionaires. We're not part of the 1%. We're regular motherfuckers like everybody else. So I do think that having that space will create some fire. And I don't really see anybody else doing that. And so I also wanted to fill that void.
Yeah.
And again, all of you are great, and all of you have wonderful experiences that I think that people could really learn from. And I do appreciate you and everybody else being a part of it and being willing to be vulnerable and sharing some of the personal things that have has transpired in your lives and how you dealt with it.
Well, thank you.
Because,
I said thank you because this is major, and I think that you chose people who you thought could make an impact, and the fact that you even considered me and the other panelists is an honor in itself. So thank you for even thinking of this and letting your spirit lead you to actually push it forward.
Because I believe in impact. What are we doing to impact the community? If we're going to be, I say we're, but let me say me. If I'm going to be on here, I want to do something that is meaningful. Absolutely. I want to give the people, yes, we can laugh, we can joke, we can do all kinds of stuff, but what are we doing that's going to leave some type of impression? I know that's not everyone's mission in life, and that's cool. I'm not downing anybody who doesn't bring awareness to certain situations. I'm just saying for me and what I like to do, and since I have like-minded individuals that have a plethora of knowledge and information and experiences that I think when we get behind the scenes and we all talk, it's just like, we're more alike than we ever would have thought. Absolutely. We go through the same shit, and you would never know until you actually open your mouth and talk about it. And we need to get into that space where we no longer feel ashamed to talk about these things that have happened to us. Yeah, we fuck up. We're only human. Yeah, we love the wrong niggas. We're only human. But as long as we're learning from them and then feeling comfortable enough to share that experience with somebody, or bitch, we've been depressed before to the point of suicide, or just having these conversations like someone like Dre said, like he thought he was alone. Guess what, bitch? You ain't alone. At all. You are not alone.
At all.
Here we go. We're at 2 hours, guys. I'm about to hop off of here. Me and Cats Meow are gonna go backstage, honey, and talk shit real quick. Sorry, y'all. We know you don't like us. You want huh?
So we love y'all so much. So.
We really do. And this was impromptu. Like my niece told me on my way home, bitch, Atlanta's going down in Atlanta. So that's what prompted me to come through and share the experience because
down to the I thought the Wendy's had already said, girl, we not with it no more. We not supporting Trump. We with y'all.
Well, that was the Wendy's where the man was killed at. That's why they burned it down.
Oh. So I said we with y'all. We understand y'all not supporting Trump, but we still gotta get this one right here.
We gotta burn that motherfucker.
We gotta burn this one down. No 4 for 4 for y'all bitches.
Yeah, you can call us mentors, Miss Witt. It's always something I wanted to do anyway.
I wouldn't carry that title because I'm still, honestly and truly, like I'm the baby of the group and I'm learning so much from these other gentlemen. And I'm pretty sure that there are people coming up under me, but I'll be the first to tell you I'm so inexperienced. Even though I'll be 30 in August, experience-wise, I'm still like 24, 25, I just have, great intellect, but I am still inexperienced and I have so much to learn. So that's why I'm excited.
Those are the best mentors, the ones who we're all still growing as people. None of us have it together yet. We're still figuring ourselves out, still figuring out this community, still figuring out what it means to be Black and gay. So That's why I think this is a perfect roundtable situation, because you're talking to people who are still learning and growing in themselves. And we're going to be so fucking raw and real with y'all asses and be like, this is what it is. Because as human beings, we're not perfect. Mm-hmm. But we want to share what we've learned. And I think that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
So make sure y'all come over tomorrow night around 7 to get your lives, honey, because tag all your gay friends, gay besties, whoever the fuck, the little young ones, even someone you suspect is a fruit fly, bitch. Okay? And have them to come over here and learn some shit or just sharing the experience. So, all right, y'all. We love you guys. Thank you for joining in on the chat. I appreciate y'all. And remember, continue to speak loud and proud against these injustices that are happening all across the fucking nation. Let the fight continue. I don't give a fuck about unrest because, bitch, I'd rather have unrest than be dead. So go out there and shake shit up. Shake the table, like K. Michelle would say, bitch, and get these motherfuckers together. Oh, she said, I was alive when MLK was murdered, and I learned every day. I know that's right. All right, China Black. We might need to have you on one day, then, China Black, if you're interested, because I love to talk to people who have walked in an experience like that.
Yes, God.
And that's what we need to value our older people too. People thought I was crazy because my old foster parents, I used to sit up around all the time and just talk and hear their experience and the things that they saw and went through. Like, we don't realize once that generation is gone, we have no more physical link to our history at all, bitch. So respect your elders, honey, and get to learn as much as you can, because once they go, we're done.
Alive. She had posted a video the other day, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know she was still living.
Who?
Angela Davis. I felt so bad.
Oh, she's still here with us, child.
Yes, I felt so bad because I thought she had crossed over.
We love you guys. You have a good night, okay? And always remember, be blessed and never stressed. And we'll see y'all later. Bye, guys. Be safe.
Bye.
Good night. Good fight. Yes, bitch.
Right there. Come on.
That was from Celebrity Deathmatch. You remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
I missed that show.
Me
With
too.
the
That was my shit.
They should bring that back. And Mad TV. The fuck?
Oh, I used to love that shit, yes.
Mad TV
Get
was
away! Get away! That little Stewie Dewey, whatever the fuck his name was. Y'all have a great night, guys. Love y'all. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share, honey. Yes, God. And if you feel like you want to bless the kid, the Cash App is scrolling across the screen, bitch. Y'all take care. Oh, Daria was my shit too. It's me, D. I love that show.
I love Daria. And As Told by Ginger.
Who?
As Told by Ginger.
Mm-mm.
You never watch.
Mm-mm.
So let me guess. Did you watch Pepper Ann?
I don't think I know what that is.
The Wild Thornberries?
Who?
The Wild Thornberries?
Yeah. I love the Wild Thornberries. That was my shit.
You need to watch As Told by Ginger. Macy Gray sung the theme song. Gray's face. Pepper Ann, way too cool for 7th grade. And I'll be like,
Good night, y'all.
Bye.
We love y'all. Y'all have a good night, guys.